Hey everybody, I'm going to kick things off with an apology because I've recorded and published out into the cosmos of podcasting 6 episodes of marketingXP. Now, they are good episodes in so much as they explain marketing, but this whole endeavor started out with me wanting to mash up 2 things. I love marketing and I love video games. Okay. And I was like, I'm going to bring these 2 worlds together. And the whole premise was, hey, you know how like in a video game, you get XP because you do side quests, you do the main quest, you do the story, you know, you're trying to level yourself up. So are marketers. And so I was really like, ooh, I'm going to bring these 2 things together. The apology kicks in right here. I did not ensure that there was a lot of video game referencing and topical stuff in those first 6 episodes of my podcast. I got super into the weeds in the marketing, hardly touched the video game stuff. That stops now. All right, this episode's going to clean the slate. People may go back and say, oh my God, the first 6 episodes, so boring. And from here on out, very heavy on the video game references and how they correlate to marketing. 2 things I love. All right, so this episode, let's talk about the video game aspect, and I will share with you what happened this last week on the video game front. One of the games I'm playing right now is Forza Motorsport. My husband is the car driver, the car geek in the family. He was a Volkswagen mechanic for years. He's building a rat rod right now. We purchased for him when he had Forza 5 on Xbox Game Pass. We purchased him an Xbox steering wheel with pedals. So he got really into that. My daughter and I also got into Forza 5 a bit. And we've let it sit for a while. We have not been into it. But Forza Motorsport is available on Xbox Game Pass. And I downloaded it the other day and I was like, ooh, I'm going to try this. Now, I'm really going to age myself here. I loved the game Pole Position when I was young. And for those of you who don't know what I'm referencing, it's not something nasty like pole dancing or anything, but it is a car driving racing game. Super simplistic if you can compare it with today's Forza, okay? But it was what we had. I loved that. I loved competing on that. It was an arcade game, so, you know, a car driver racing game. So I do like that stuff. I'm certainly not into the mechanics of cars, but I do like the games. So downloaded Forza Motorsport. Now, my husband hadn't had an opportunity to play it yet. So I'd played it a little bit. It was really cool. Oh my God, the graphics, I can't say enough. And I played Forza 5, as I mentioned. So I really do love, you have a pretty authentic feel. I will also tell you, my husband actually, he has a Ford Bronco today, but he test drove that in Forza 5 to get a feel of it. And he said it's very apples to apples with what the feeling is. Obviously, you're not in the actual Bronco if you're off-roading. Your couch can't replicate that. If some of you have that out there, I'd love to hear about that. Do tell. So I downloaded Forza Motorsport, getting into it, and then he reminded me that we have a steering wheel. I'm like, ooh. So I set it up the other day, and I got about 20 minutes in, and he came upstairs, and he was not feeling well. He's like, all right, I want to play now. And I'm like, I love that. Now that I've hooked up the steering wheel, you want to play. I was fine with that, though. I had to do some other things. I needed to take a break. So he starts playing. Now, I've gotten a little bit further into the game than him, but he starts playing right out the gate, and, you know, he's testing stuff out and whatever, and, you know, he's just feeling things out. So then he takes a break, and I get back on. Now, he's sitting there watching me playing, and I'm at the point in the game, in the career, because you can follow the story, where you're a driver and going through cars and races. And so he's watching me, and I am crushing it. So y'all, I've gotten so far where I'm like, I'd placed 11th, then I'd gone up to 3rd, and then on all the subsequent races, I was 1st place. And I am having a ball. I'm sitting here with the steering wheel and the pedals, and I'm like going through, and, you know, first like 2 laps, by the end of the like 3rd lap, usually I am, you know, passing everybody. I'm now in 1st place, and as long as I don't wreck, and I'm rewinding a lot too, because you can do that in Forza, but as long as I don't wreck, I'm placing 1st. Now he's watching this, and he's like, I'm sorry, I don't understand. Why is it seems so easy for you? And then he's watching me, and he's watching my feet. And as I'm turning into turns, I'm basically just letting off the gas and not having to brake much. And I get through the turn just fine, and I keep accelerating. He's like, hold on a second. He's like, when you get done with this race, let's look at your settings. So we did. We looked at my settings. Y'all, I was on heavy assist. I didn't realize I was on that. I know I put some settings. I think I was on sport to start. And I thought, oh, that'll be tiny bit more difficult than club. But no, apparently I had heavy assist on. And he's like, oh my gosh, I totally see what's going on now. He did not have heavy assist. He was on super light assist, very little assist going on in his settings. Whereas I was basically like, I was at the point where if I let off the gas, it was automatically braking me through a turn. Now, here I sit. I'm all like, I had been thinking, I'm like, this feels a little too easy, but it's so fun. I am not someone who gets online and plays online against other people. I go into video games as a catharsis, but I don't want to compete with anybody. I want to feel good about myself and I want to escape. Those are my goals, okay? We're going to talk about goals in a little bit here too, further down in the podcast. Those are my goals. Now, he's in there because he wants to master driving and get better at it. And it's a great game to do that with because you can get all into that and stuff like that. You can refine your skill level and it lets you do that. So that's where we were differing. And it was very hilarious because, y'all, I wish I was able to take a picture of his face because if you could have seen it, there was just this like percolating frustration of like, why are you doing so much better? I just played and it's not this easy. Are you that good? Answer is no. And that's okay. I'm okay with not being that good. The funny part is I went ahead and changed my settings to be harder. And so then I start driving again. Oh my gosh. It was radically different experience. I was not scoring first or placing first. I was crashing at every turn, but I was learning a little bit as I go. And I'm probably going to settle for somewhere in the middle. I'm going to keep trying to skill up in my driving, but he and I are going to have different paths with that. Where I correlate this over into my other world that I love is marketing. All right. Now, when I speak about marketing, there's typically kind of two camps of marketing overall. I'm not talking about different channels or different approaches, but what I am talking about is when we're thinking of, is it paid marketing or is it organic marketing? Now, when we say the word organic, that really just means, hey, I'm going to go publish something out onto a social media feed or a video or on my website. I'm not going to put any money behind it. I'm just going to go set it out into the wild and see how it does, how it survives, all right? And see if people like it or if they don't. Versus paid marketing, you can have that organic, but now you're putting some budget behind it and you're giving it some legs. Like you're doing that assist. See where I'm going? You're giving some heavy assist or moderate assist, but you are assisting. You're giving a bit of carriage to that content, that marketing you're putting out there so that it has a better chance of compelling someone into action, of converting someone into a sale, of getting someone to click on your stuff, and you're just giving it more oomph, if you will. But that's where I'm correlating that. I think if I'm comparing Forza Motorsport to the art and craft of marketing, digital marketing specifically, heavy assist is your paid marketing. Hopefully, the more budget you have, the heavier that assist. That's going to really help you out and get more mileage, yes, pun intended, out of your marketing. Versus the light assist or no assist is your organic marketing. So that's the first thing I want to point out. The second thing I want to point out is this really boils down to how fast you want things to happen. So going back to Forza. I am there for fun time, okay? I want to feel good about placing high. I like the experience of the driving, not competing, okay? But it does feel nice to be like, yeah, y'all, remember what I said? I was at 11th place, then 3rd, and then 1st. It took me 3 races to get to 1st place, and then I was there every time because of heavy assist. That so much ties into marketing when you're putting a solid paid budget behind it. You're going to succeed faster. You just are. You're going to hit goals faster. You are going to convert people faster, more people faster. Particularly if you're talking about companies where like, we have to grow fast. We got to scale fast, grow fast. Startups do this a lot. Or if you're just trying to push and stuff, if you put money behind your marketing, you're going to get there faster. You just are. Versus my husband, he's doing no assist or light assist on Forza. It's going to take him longer to learn how to level himself up, to hone his driving, to use the skill and build the skill to start placing higher in the races if that's his goal. That's how this works, though, within marketing. It really does make a difference. Now, you might be watching this or listening to this, and you might be a fantastic organic marketer. You come up with freaking amazing content that compels people. I'm not going to say, yes, it goes viral all the time. Y'all, if people could do that, they don't need a job. They're going to go be a gazillionaire because that's a hard thing to do. But you might be a fantastic organic marketer. And with your skill and just knowing when to publish stuff and what content, what copy, what visuals, all those things to put it together and piece that content together, you might be amazing and you might get comparable mileage for your brand or your goal to what someone would get with paid. It's very few and far between, though. Paid is just going to give you that much more amplitude and reach and results for your marketing goals. So my third thing I want to talk about, brands, I'm talking to you because I've worked for brands throughout my whole marketing career, and anyone else working in marketing, you either worked for a brand or you worked with them as a contractor. And what does every brand want? They want the immediate results. They want instant payoff, and the cheaper they can get it, the better they like it, right? They're like, I want to go viral. I actually interviewed with a founder of a startup. He needed to hire a marketing role. We had a conversation. We kind of started getting to his philosophy around marketing, and he's like, well, I just don't think you need paid. I think you can go viral purely organically. And if you can't, then I don't think you're a real marketer. I'm like, well, I think we're done talking. I was done talking about that because that is a very naive perspective to have. And his whole thing was that he said, we're going to go viral with organic marketing within just a few weeks. I'm like, I'm sorry, are you going to have someone stripped down on video camera and you're going to put that out into the wild? What are you planning to do that? That's shock value, y'all. And guess what? A lot of brands, they may think they want to go that way, but in the end they don't, because their audience is going to tell them really rapidly if that's the kind of content that's going to, compel them. And if that's the kind of audience they want, is that the kind of customer that they want? Is that the kind of conversion they're going to get? Do you just want attention or do you want revenue? Ask yourselves that. And that's what I'm posing to brands right now. Because you can say that, oh, well, we're going to get everything we need out of our marketing. I'm not going to put any budget to it. No paid anything. It's going to be all purely organic. That's great. You can absolutely do that. I will tell you, you're going to get your results slower than if you did paid marketing. And that's okay. If you're okay with that, be okay with that. I just don't want brands to have these unrealistic expectations around saying, hey, I want 500,000 leads in 2 months and no money for your marketing budget. You just do it all organically. Well, let's see if we can do that, but I guarantee it's going to be a challenge, all right? Organic marketing is hugely valuable because you really are relying on skill and you're relying on content that's got to be good, okay? It's got to be so good that it compels people without any money behind it. They're just finding it in the feed and it's finding its way into people's feeds through people sharing or tagging or anything like that. It's spreading because it's so good. And that's the kind of content all of us want, okay? You should be striving to make content that good. Also with organic marketing, you really can cultivate community, authentic community, your fandom who really is going to care about you without you having to have gone on and peppered that into their feeds. They found you kind of by sheer accident and also by virtue of your audience sharing it out with other people. If they like your content so well that they're sharing it and giving you that mileage that paid marketing would give you, then that's amazing. That's what you want. My premise is that I think you focus on the really good organic marketing, but now do put some paid behind it, because if it's going far anyway, just by dint of it being awesome, by dint of skill and will, imagine how much more you can convert if you're putting some paid budget behind it. And I do want to give a quick shout out to, I just talked about all that goes into organic marketing and how difficult it is to create something that good on a consistent basis. If you talk about paid marketing, demand generation experts, That is a skill unto itself too. Because y'all, if I go create a piece of content for a social media feed, it's going to be way different than what I put on a Facebook ad or an Instagram ad or YouTube, Google search ad. It's different. And that takes its own set of skills to be able to wield paid marketing platforms and campaign managers and all that stuff. So brands, if you're watching or listening, if you happen to be a person who in any way is influencing your marketing team, your marketers, your content marketers particularly, if you have control over budget, I would just encourage you not to be stingy with the budget that you're giving your marketers. Now, if you're a nonprofit or if you're in a budget crunch, the people still freaked out about the recession. Is there going to be one? Is it still coming? Is COVID coming back? Or anything like that. Everybody always wants to hold on tight to those purse strings. I'm telling you, though, that if you want to go farther faster, you need a heavy assist. Like in Forza, you need paid. You need some money. You need to put some budget behind it. But do not devalue organic marketing, really good organic marketing, because that is the stuff that even when you're out of money, really great organic marketing is going to keep bringing people your way to help achieve the goals you want to achieve. So back to Forza. I do plan to get back on Forza Motorsport. I'm trying to think how far I got. I got through the first 3 races. I cannot remember the name of that one, but I'm in the middle of the second, I think it's a 5-pack of races. And I'm planning on maybe not doing heavy assist going forward. I think I'm actually going to increase the difficulty just a little bit. I'm not going to go to no difficulty because remember, what's my goal? My goal in games is to enjoy myself, to find some catharsis, and to escape. And I don't want to compete. So I might be like, I still want to enjoy myself driving. I actually got really tempted to go back to Forza 5 because one thing I do like about that, you do race in that, but I like the open world aspect of it. Though, to be fair, I have barely scratched the surface within Forza Motorsport. And I am playing that as a little break between playing Starfield. I'm slowly working my way through the story in there. Right now, I'm basically doing the side quest where you're posing as a pirate, as the Crimson Fleet, and you're trying to go basically tattle, lie and be a mole on all the goings on in there. And that's been a fun mission to do. So, but yeah, I love those video games. I do gravitate more toward Xbox lately. PlayStation, though, I think they just got the new Spider-Man 2 game on that, and that's pretty cool. I have Miles Morales downloaded over there as well. Oh, and one thing cool about the PlayStation 5 that I noticed, I've got some old discs of games that were on PS4. Oh my gosh, I had an old Tomb Raider game from PS4, and it installed within like 30 minutes. It was super fast. And I was able to play it. And I'm like, oh, this is great. So big props to PS5. I don't know that I'd really tapped into the processing power it has over there, but it was pretty cool. All right. Well, that wraps for this apology tour episode of Marketing XP. Now, y'all can find Marketing XP anywhere you like to listen to your favorite podcasts. There's already 6 episodes out. This will be the 7th when it comes out. Like I said, you're going to find that the first 6 are super heavy on the marketing how-to and pretty light on any video game references. And like I said, I wanted to fix that with this episode because I was like, what am I doing? This isn't even fun. It's not fun for me to listen to. I want to be more interesting. If you like super educational podcasts, you're going to love those first 6 episodes. But yeah, I love video gaming, and I had to get back to the heart of this mission, which was to develop XP, not just in marketing, but also in video games. So anyway, that's been me, Rachel Moore. I will be dropping some more episodes in the future. Maybe I'll keep trying to do these live streams on TikTok and see how those go. But I'm definitely recording these. For those of you interested, I'm recording these via Descript's new partnership with Squadcast. That may make my subscription to Riverside.fm moot if anyone else is into podcasting, things like that. But that might be going that direction. It's odd because the second I started using Squadcast, I'm starting to get emails from Riverside. That's pretty funny. So thank you all for listening. Thank you all for playing whatever game you're playing. There will be a landing page on my website, but wait, there's more, moore.com. There's a landing page for every one of these episodes, including show transcript and comment section. Want to hear from you in the comment section. Plus, these are going up on my YouTube channel, Marketing XP. All right, y'all. May you gain all the XP you want in life, whether that's in marketing or gaming or otherwise. And I will catch you all on the next episode of Marketing XP. Bye, everybody.